I have been so hesitant to post about this for two reasons. Number one, I don't like negativity and I don't want to be like the bearer of bad news. Number two, I didn't want to believe it. But after doing so much research and getting a lot of messages, I'm going to just deliver the unvarnished truth to you guys. We're just going to lay it out straight. We're in a dating crisis. Not basically, we are. That's what's happening. So let me look at my research here because I don't want to mess it up. So men looking for casual dates and our relationships is down 50%, 50, since 2019. Not since 1970, since 2019, right before the pandemic, down 50%. They're not fucking looking, which means if you're a woman looking, they don't fucking give a shit. So as this trend continues, by 2040, 45% of women, 45% of women between the ages of 20 and 45 will be single and childless based on this trend. Let that sink in for a moment. I'm going to talk a lot more about this, so if you're interested in this topic, hit the follow button because I've got a lot more of information, a lot more to share with you guys.
I'm C. Handler, and I chose not to have kids because they're gross. Ugh. And instead focus on my career. This is a day in the life of a childless woman.
I get up at 6 a.m., remember that I have no kids, and go back to sleep because I was out clubbing until 4 a.m. trying to fill the void in my soul with alcohol and meaningless sex. Then I get up at 10. First thing I do is take my anti-anxiety medication, then my antidepressants, then my other prescription meds, and then a shot of Jack to take the edge off.
Stop by the pharmacy to refill my anti-anxiety meds and pick up a morning after pill. And now I'm at my job. Hashtag girl boss. Having a career is so liberating and like way better than having some overbearing husband.
Handler! I need those reports on my desk in 5 minutes! And next time, remember the cover sheet! Cover sheet!
Yes, sir. Now I'm home and I can say hi to the most important people in my life. Hi, babies.
Do we need men, in your opinion?
No, because they do nothing all day.
Do we need men?
No, like, they just sit there.
Do we need men, in your opinion?
No, because they're icky.
Look, fellas, come here and sit down a minute. I want to talk to you about the difference between a man who steps off the field to sharpen his blade and a man who quits the whole game because he's bitter. Because from the cheap seats, those two men look exactly alike. But one of them is about to win, and the other one already lost, and he doesn't even know it yet. There's a clip going around, and it is loud, and it is proud. It says most men have up and quit dating, walked away, checked out completely, and the women are supposedly panicking about it. And the fellas in the comments, they are just gleeful, being told to sit back, grab the popcorn, and enjoy watching women cry over their cats 20 years from now. Revenge, they're calling it. Justice. Watch it if you want. Then come on back and sit with me, because there is a real truth buried in that clip, and there is also a poison stirred right in with it, and I need you to be able to tell the two apart. Because getting it wrong is going to cost some of you the entire back half of your life. Do me a favor first and hit that subscribe button if these talks do you any good at all. Alright, let's get into it. And stick with me all the way to the end, because I'm going to give you the one question that tells you whether you're stepping back like a champion or quitting like a sore loser. Here's the truth, son, and I want you to carve it somewhere you'll see it. Stepping back to sharpen your axe is wisdom. Quitting because you're bitter is just surrender in a costume. Write that down. And here's the tricky part. They wear the exact same clothes. Now let me say the fair part loud, because it is real. Modern dating is hard. It is expensive, it is discouraging, and for a whole lot of good men, it has turned into a long, slow drip of rejection that just eats away at a man's spirit. And if you're getting chewed up out there, throwing good years and good money at it and coming home emptier every single time, and stepping back is not weakness, son, it is wisdom. A smart man pulls his money out of a bad investment. A wounded man walks off the field to heal. Old Abe Lincoln, he said, "Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree and I'll spend the first 4 sharpening the axe." Stepping away for a season to sharpen yourself, to get your money right, your body right, your head right, so you come back to the table one day as a far stronger man. That is one of the smartest things you will ever do. Nothing but respect from your old friend for that, but here is where the poison gets slipped into the medicine, so listen close, because there is a whole industry online that does not want you to sharpen your axe. They want you to throw it clear in the river and call it freedom. They want to hand you a bucket of popcorn and teach you to sit and gloat over somebody else's loneliness 20 years down the road. And son, I need you to really hear me on this. That is not going your own way. That is letting the very people you claim to be so done with live inside your head rent-free for decades. A man who has truly moved on, a man who is truly at peace, he is not sitting around counting up other people's regrets. He does not think about them at all. He is too busy building something. That gleeful, popcorn, watch them cry crowd, they have not walked away from one single thing. They just moved the fight out of the bedroom and into the comment section. They are more obsessed with women now than the men who are still out there dating them. So learn this difference, son, because it is everything. Walking away to heal is not the same as walking away to hide. Walking away to build is not the same as walking away to sulk. And walking away to come back stronger is not the same as quitting for good because a couple of people hurt you and now you've decided to punish an entire half of the human race for what a handful of them did. And here is the part that Clip will never ever tell you, because bitterness doesn't sell peace, it sells popcorn. A man is not built to be alone forever. That is not your old friend's opinion, son. That is just how we are made, right down in the bone. You can step off the field for a season, and sometimes you truly should. But if that one season quietly turns into a whole life behind a locked door, a cold apartment, and not one soul who knows your middle name, that is not a victory. That is a slow and quiet loss, dressed up in the fancy language of winning. That loneliness the Clip is busy laughing at other folks for. It will come knocking on your door too one day, and it will not care one bit what your opinions were. Let me tell you about two men I've known most of my life. Same age, both of them hit a rough patch with dating right around 40 and both decided to step back from it. The first one, we'll call him Tom. Tom used those years to sharpen. He got himself fit. He paid off every debt he had. He did the hard inner work, made his peace with his past, became a man he was proud of. And around 45, calm and whole, he met a good woman, and they've been happy ever since. The second fella, we'll call him Rick. Now, Rick stepped back too, said all the same words Tom did, but Rick didn't sharpen, son. Rick stewed. He spent those same 5 years in the comment sections, gloating, keeping score, getting angrier by the month, and Rick is 60 now. He is alone, he is bitter, and he calls it winning. Same starting line, those two, same first move. One of them spent the years sharpening his axe, and the other one threw his in the river and told everybody the river was freedom. That, right there, is the whole lesson. And here's the part I really want you to carry out of here today. Taking yourself off the field to get stronger is a champion resting between the rounds. Quitting the game because you're bitter is just a man losing slow and calling it a strategy. It is the same bench, son, two completely different men sitting on it. And only you know, deep down, which one of them you are. Now, let me talk straight to the young man watching this. If the dating world has beaten you up and you need to step back, then you step back, and you do it with your head high. But you make dead sure you are stepping back to sharpen, and not to sulk. Because here is what nobody selling you the popcorn will admit. The bitterness feels like strength, but it is a leash, not a crown. Real freedom is not hating them. Real freedom is not thinking about them at all because you are so busy becoming someone. Bitterness ties you to the dock and calls it sailing. That man in the comment section, cheering on every lonely woman he can find, he thinks he's out on the open sea, free as a bird. But look close and you'll see the rope. He is still tied to the very same shore, just turned around, hollering at it. Untie the rope, son. So here's your charge, and I mean it. 1. If you step off the field, treat it like a training camp, not a retirement. Sharpen something every single day. 2. Put down the popcorn. A man gloating over anybody's loneliness is not winning, he's just still fighting. 3. Do not confuse a rest with a retirement. A season alone is wise. A life alone by default out of spite is just a wound you stop tending. And 4. When you are whole again, come on back to Connection, because a good partnership was always the point, and you'll meet it this time as a sharpened man instead of a starving one. You are not quitting, son. Not really. The strong ones are not quitting anything. They are stepping back to get sharp so they can step forward and choose from strength. Do that, and let the bitter men keep their popcorn. You'll be too busy building a life and a love worth having. That's what I've got for you today. Do me one favor before you go. Drop a comment and tell me one thing you're gonna sharpen while you're off the field. And send this along to a good man who stepped back to heal but is starting to just go bitter instead. I'll see you next time. Take care of yourself.